All right. Hopefully everything is live. Hopefully. Let's see let's see if the chat starts working here. If you guys can hear me, how's it going, everybody? Man, it's been like 9 months or so since we've done this, and thank goodness we are in a better spot because I was kind of tired. Everything's working on my side, so hopefully it's working for you guys. What's going on, everybody? Aviation LAS and Billy, Dreamliner fan 2016. North Texas spotter. How's it going, everybody? Gemini Jet 76. Glad to see you guys. Thank you guys for coming to spend some time with me this evening. We got a lot to talk about. I'm very excited for it. But man, hello JJ Skippy and everybody dropping in. Exciting live stream ahead today. We're just going to be talking about what's to come in the future here. And luckily, the good news is the start. Compared to previous live streams, not a single dropped frame. I know the bit rate's like 2500, so maybe just a touch pixelated, but hopefully it's not too bad. We do have a new webcam and a 60 FPS at that, so I do think it looks pretty good. Still trying to get some hardwired stuff done and try to make it a little bit better, but for the most part, compared to where we were, I would argue it's a lot better. Hey JT Pilot, how's it going, everybody? Kind of what's to come for this live stream today is we're just going to be discussing what's to come with live streams, kind of talk about the flight simulator side of things, possibly some aviation talk stuff, and also just all about what's to come. I'm really excited. I think that this format's going to work really well, considering that, unfortunately, I don't get a ton of time to spend with you guys on social media and whatnot nowadays with all the college adventures and all my content that I've been working on for you guys and all my flight training items and things along those lines. So I feel like this is going to be a really good way to transpire thoughts and work on it, especially since we still have not dropped a frame. It's been 2 minutes, so how about that? So let's see what the chat's got to say. California, her art here, California. That's been like 5 months. I'm really glad to see that. Welcome, Aviation 777, Anthony as well. And fan mail video should be coming out soon. I'm excited to see that. Probably first Monday of October, so expect that. Sorry that there wasn't one for September. Glad you guys are enjoying that. And hello, hopefully I say this right, McCauley the Aviator. How you doing, man? Yes, A321. This is my cancer that I got an upcoming video from Tulsa Aviation Day, which was so much fun. Expect that video Thursday. So, keeping the system rolling around here, great. Now we're getting back into some multi-daily content, which is pretty awesome. From Matthew, where do you see Breeze Airways flying to from Long Beach? Great question. Probably some transcontinental stuff. I would expect probably in Norfolk or something along that lines, the world of Richmond or something like that. But I would also say probably a Tampa, maybe a Charleston, and kind of some routes like that. Even maybe like a Hartford or something like that. So I think Long Beach has a really cool future, but it also wouldn't surprise me as they say over on the West Coast too, for sure. Glad to see everybody getting in here. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If live streams are to become a mainstay once again, are you planning on bringing back the graphics? Yes, I started on OBS today. I did set up Streamlabs, but I couldn't really see what the frames dropping and everything were, so I did have the tip jar and all that ready. I just wanted to make sure that my internet could handle it live, like full-fledged with no issues before I started bringing all those graphics on there. Today's intention is simply just be a refresher, get back into the groove of things and whatnot, some Q&A and all those fun items. So, yes, all the fancy stuff will be coming soon, but we have to start with the basics. Like my flight instructor used to tell me, we have to start general and then get particular about it, and I feel like this is the best way to handle today's situation. But yes, absolutely. The FedEx MD-10 was quite awesome. BUF airport spotting 100%. Absolutely. Sorry about the botched pronunciation, and all is well here. It's been very busy to start college here for the first month, but been making good grades on the test, and I can't complain so far, and it's been a fun life, so I've enjoyed it, especially with the better internet, so can't complain with that. It's been pretty awesome. It's been really good. So just had my 19th birthday, appreciate that, and it was crazy, to say the least. I wouldn't mind some ATC there as well, but flight simulators are probably going to be the main core, but kind of just answer some general questions here before I start knocking into some of those particular details. 5 new routes out of Fort Myers, really cool. I think that it's going to be really good, so I'm excited for that, and I think it's going to be a bunch of fun to see that. So, Velo's a great airline. Really like what they got going. That base is going to be really cool, and that's kind of what these live streams are going to be all about. Probably get some aviation news in there while also talking about some items with flight simulators and whatnot. So, excited for that, and again, we'll dive into those details. I'll just let you guys ask some questions. It's been such a long time since we've got to do this, and feel free to let me know how you guys think about the webcam and how the quality is and everything. I'm definitely looking to improve it by all means, just trying these, like I said, stay basic and then get particular about it, because we have to start somewhere, and you guys know how laggy these live streams used to be, and probably honestly the biggest discourager to be able to do these. So really excited to be back. We haven't dropped a single frame so far, 60 FPS 720, so pleased with it. We'll definitely be growing on it for sure at the very least. So I think we have consistently right about 25 to 30 megabits upload. I don't know what you guys have, but compared to my used to be 1 to 2, big upgrades. So really excited for that for sure. Yeah, the Alaska Orca is an absolutely awesome livery. I'm excited to see what that plane has to entail from Gemini. It should be a really good one. So very excited for that. That's going to be a bunch of fun. I'm really excited to see that. Very excited. And yeah, definitely flight simulator stuff. Again, we'll talk about that here more in just a moment. Just feel free to ask some questions for the moment, guys, just so I can get you guys caught up to speed. And then once you guys are ready, we'll jump into some more particular details. But like I said, today's live stream is more so to just get ready, get our grooves back going, because as you guys know, I'm a very thorough person, want to make it as particular as possible for you guys so you guys know what's going to come. Thank you for the feedback on the webcam. It was like $55, so I'm glad to hear that it's looking good. At least compared to the last one, I paid about the same price for the last one. It was 30 FPS, and even the autofocus too. Take a look at this. Yeah, that was pretty fast. So autofocus does really well, and I know you guys mentioned this Medal of Honor aircraft, so might as well use the autofocus to show you guys it. So here's the Cancer A321. Honestly, that looks really good on my side. Hopefully it does for you guys too. But again, this is a Skymarks model right here. I believe it's in the 1:100 scale, 1:150, excuse me. Really excited to have this because it is such a pretty plane. And again, thank you so much, American Airlines, for your amazing event at Tulsa International Airport. Again, that video is coming Thursday. Really excited for it. I believe it's about 56 minutes long, so it turned out really good. Let me get you guys a good frame on that because I want you guys to be able to see that. That's a really cool plane. So really nice. Yeah, Colorado 1's really cool from NG. I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be awesome. My favorite RJ is the Embraer 175. I think it's a really advanced airplane. I really like it. Great question. Yeah, college's going really well. I'll give you guys more updated assessment on that here in a moment once we dive into the meat. But for the moment, really, really good. I've enjoyed it. Thank you guys for the feedback on the webcam. And yeah, this is the Standard Cancer American Airlines Airbus A321 that Skymarks did probably about 6 months ago or so. I can't remember, but it's really good. What plane do I fly? So I did fly the Piper Tomahawk, the PA-38-112 variant for about 9 months, and since now I have my private pilot's license, I'll be moving over to the Cirrus SR-20. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a bunch of fun. I've also done some flights in the Piper Warrior as well as of late, and I've enjoyed that after getting a proficiency check off. Yeah, London Gatwick looks a really cool route out of Vegas. I think that's a very cool one considering all the elements right there. I was going to use my iPad, but the computer's working fine, so I'll just use the computer. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's really, really cool right there on the S-tier spotting place. Really nice. Hey, how's it going? Welcome, everybody. Yeah, the Gemini Delta Emerald 175 would be very applicable. I'd really enjoy seeing that with the enhanced winglets. That would be really nice. Yeah, so I do want to address this since this comes up a lot from multiple people. So the reason I don't do particular airports, like random model airports like some other people do, and I have no problem with them. I really enjoy the people that do them. They do a very good job. A couple that come to mind are JJ Skippy and Aviation 18. But my particular deal with it is it takes a lot of time to get all the facts right about the airports that you do. And I'm a very thorough person, like I said 5 minutes ago. So I really enjoy encompassing all the details of an airport. Like, for instance, if you watch my Tulsa model airport updates or some of the more particular ones, I have a ton of knowledge to be able to spread with you guys about that, and I want to feel qualified and justified to be able to make content like that. So that is why I choose not to do much of that. But if you guys really would like to see it and you guys believe that I can do it in a proper connotation, then I'd be happy to expand into it. But also there's a really big market for it as well. I mean, about every airport's been done on YouTube at this point, which is really cool, whether it's been 50 times or just twice or whatever. So I think there's a lot of really good ones. I would recommend Googling them because there's been some really good updates. But yeah, I did want to address that since that is a common question nowadays. So just did want to mention that as well. Delta's a really good airline. I completely agree with that assessment. They're really good. Really, really enjoyed that. Nice lineup right there from Gemini. That's a good lineup. Gemini Jet 76 is really cool. I've not been to Founders Plaza. That'll for sure be changing within the next year, but hopefully by the end of the year. That's my goal. When I'm going to Las Vegas, I've looked a couple times. It's been very expensive every time, but hopefully I'll be able to get a good routing there, whether it's a day trip or some sort of family trip or something. I haven't been there since 2015, so would really like to come back. Just been really expensive and haven't got a chance to do it yet, just like a lot of other cities. Hourly late on the Piper. Good question. So the Tomahawk was $130 wet, including fuel, and then the Warrior was $150. Pretty good prices around here, so I was pretty pleased with that. A little below national average, luckily. That's why I love it here. Yes, very excited for the Medal of Honor. I got NG, won the 400, and Gemini 200 for the 200 scale, so I'm very excited for that. That should be pretty awesome. Yes, I did unbox that 321 to Massive Unboxing 9 quite a while ago, but I enjoyed that for sure at the very least. Yeah, cool airport aviation, LAS. I enjoy that for sure. I have thought about doing O'Hare T2 and T3 again, and possibly even expanding in the T1 and T5 way down the line. I really enjoyed the airport, especially with the sentimental attachment and whatnot. Possibly, we'll have to see. Not guaranteed, but it's definitely something I wouldn't mind doing. Still no dropped frames. Amen for that. That's awesome. Southwest Freedom 1 on order. Absolutely. One of my favorite models. Highly recommended. It is absolutely awesome. Very excited for that Toronto Aviation Collectibles show. That should be awesome. I thoroughly hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, the air transit flight, those pilots, man, I can't believe they did what they did. But they did an incredible job to get that thing to the ground. So kudos to them. They did an outstanding job. If I remember, 236 is the one that ran out of fuel, unfortunately, due to the fuel switch. So hopefully I'm remembering the proper one. So yeah. Yeah, Stand Up to Cancer. The American lineup continues to grow for a variety of reasons. 100%. Aero Classics potentially releasing next month. We'll have to see. Recently, they've been really about some of the really retro stuff. So it'll be interesting to see where they trend it from here. Probably a variety. And we have got some really, really good retro planes, particularly from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and a couple from lately. So probably going to stay with that trend, but it wouldn't surprise me if they sometimes abruptly bounce back into current day stuff, so it would not surprise me too, but probably some pretty retro stuff that's been their trend since like probably May or June, I believe, is when they really were getting after that, so probably going to stay there. Probably not going to be Flight Simulator Steam, Flight Simulator X, can't talk today. We'll talk about that more in detail here in just a moment, and yeah, Alaska retiring 320s, and I didn't know if the Neos were getting retired or not, but for sure, at the very least, yeah, the VC25 on eBay has been going for a lot of money at the very least. We're bouncing all around this evening. I'm not disagreeing. Yeah, absolutely. I hope you enjoy that experience. This should be really good. And let me know if the microphone's too loud or too quiet. I think it should be pretty good. It's looking pretty good over here, so let me know what you guys think. NG Heart 700. You said when, right? Yeah. Excuse me. I think that should be coming soon, hopefully. Although I'm happy with the Panda ones, so not a huge deal for most collectors. Tennessee, I'm kind of borderline on it. I like it on both, but if I had to pick one, I would probably say the 700, but not by much. Yes, NG is very good. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that, Beaver. That's very unfortunate. Aviation 777, that is. Did you see Breeze is having a press announcement for Long Beach? I did not, but that's exciting. And yeah, Providence and Charleston, I think those are very likely, especially after seeing what they've done in LAX. So very possible. Any plans to get a flight sim aesthetic in the long term? I had a couple of items, including rudder pedals and a full yoke previously. I would really like to, but it is a very big investment, and until I can justify my internet being proper, having a lot of good opportunity to work with it and whatnot, and just the schedule, I need to justify that for sure before I go spend possibly up to $1,000 to do that, or if you want to get technical with getting a proper computer for the new flight simulator that Microsoft did, $3,000, but possibly. Luckily, I will have resources to some flight simulators that are here at my university, so definitely plan to be utilizing those at the very least. Unfortunately, probably won't be able to do any footage on that, but yeah, hopefully at the very least can do some more stuff. Just really depends on what we can turn this into, and we'll talk about that more in a minute, but questions come first. Yeah, 320s are kind of bouncing all around for sure at the very least. What's going on, Indie Diecast Planes? Are you planning to become a commercial pilot from Gemini Jet 76? Yes, that is the current plan right now. I have thought about multiple avenues in the aviation industry, including commercial pilot, corporate pilot, or even aviation management position as such, including but not limited to airport network planning, airline network planning, airport CEO, something like that would also be really cool. Not exactly sure where I'll land at this time, but I've definitely been thinking about it, but we'll have to see, so at the very least, for sure. Thoughts on furries, are they applicable? It depends on how you feel about it, for sure, at the very least, 100%. VATSIM for flight sim streams, possibly. I kind of contradict that idea to a degree because there's so many questions, as you guys can see right now, that would be very hard to continue to help answering for all you guys. So it really depends on the trade-off. If you guys want me to do VATSIM, it's probably going to be less time me spending talking to you guys on the actual chat, because obviously you have to focus when you're doing that or you're going to get kicked off. So it really depends on what the majority wants, is my opinion on that. Now, VATSIM for actual videos in the future, absolutely, 100%. But in terms of VATSIM for the future, we'll have to see. And it's more of an IFR type deal, and I'm not IFR rated yet, so I don't know all the applicable details for that. But definitely half and half there for sure. We'll have to see. It depends on what you guys want. Leave some feedback. I'm eager to hear it for sure. But that's a great question. Yes, the SMF Aviator, excuse me, very much so. So glad that we haven't dropped a single frame yet. I love it. Maybe I'll turn up the bitrate soon. What's going on, TPA Geek? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Favorite NG model? Great question. Maybe that flagship value when it comes in, but honestly, the Southwest Freedom one comes to mind immediately. The ANA R2D2 787-9. there's a lot of really good ones. Some of the Chrome American Airlines planes they've done are also really good. So pick and choose out of those lists. That's really good. Sorry, I'm going to get lost if I don't keep catching up. Nice route there in Nashville. That's a really good one. I did see that announcement. That's really nice in the BA350. Favorite color is blue. Southwest, do you think it will be a special livery? Unlikely, but possible. Yes, I did see that Retro Horizon Air livery. It is really good. I'm very excited to hopefully get to catch that one day. That's a really applicable aircraft. That's really cool. Most common airplane you've flown on? For me, it's the 737, but yeah, 321 is also very popular. I flew quite a few MD-80s. I think I flew about 20 MD-80s over my lifetime. Not an official number, but at least 15, I believe. And trying to think, quite a few CR9s as well, but I think the 737, I think I've flown 20 times or so somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, I would love an Avelo 737. I think we're kind of overdue for that, but hopefully it'll be coming soon. And yeah, high school's been crazy. I completely understand. Just finished that myself. Keep grinding. It's a grind, but it most certainly will pay off, and it'll feel really good once you get to the end. I will promise you that. We'll have to see right there on the Horizon Embraer Iriday-175. So, yes, I'm really excited for it as well. I think it's going to be a very applicable aircraft, so I'm very excited for that. Hopefully, it'll be in the coming months as well, but we've seen planes like the JetBlue 220 be out for 2 years and not even get a model yet. So, it's a great proposal at the very least. Let's see. Flight, I'm assuming you might mean Army aircraft, but you said Amy, I believe is what that's saying there. Or unless you mean any aircraft, if that's what you're trying to say. I'm not exactly sure what the question is there. But yeah, if I had to pick an aircraft, that's what the question is. MD-80, 737, 757. Any would be great, honestly. CR9's a really cool plane as well. So, or Embraer 175. There's so many good ones. So, yes, 100%. When did you hear that AHA went out of business? So, I heard the morning of on the Instagram stories, which was really sad. And the videos were pre-recorded up to that, but I did do a send-off for the October Reno update, so definitely expect that. But yeah, very sad at the very least, 100%. Yes, the MD-80 is an incredible aircraft. Very fortunate. We'll never take that for granted. The major U.S. favorite airlines. Which is your favorite? I think it speaks for itself. American is my favorite airline. Not necessarily for anything particular outside of sentimental value. I know that generally speaking, they're not the most liked airline in the United States, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But I've just really appreciated what they've done for my love for aviation and also the service that they provided. I also really like Delta, United, Southwest, and Allegiant's kind of picked up lately. I have flown on them, but Breeze especially has been awesome. Would love to try Velo, and there's a couple other airlines I really like too. I don't really dislike any airline, if that makes sense. So, but my favorite would be American. Route I've flown on the most, it's Tulsa to Dallas. I would be happy to show you guys, and I'll write this down so I don't forget. My Flight Radar 24. It's the link's in the description if you guys have never got to see it. But it is a really cool itinerary of flights, which I've really enjoyed looking at. So I'd be happy to show you that to you guys later if you guys would like to see that. But there's a lot of really cool routes on there. Link's in the description if you'd like to check it out. But it's really cool. So yeah, really nice. Tulsa to Dallas, though, I think I've flown both ways about 25 times, but I think I've flown slightly more Tulsa to Dallas. I think it's like 13 total record, but like lifetime, probably 30 times or so. But unfortunately, I didn't start jacking until 2012. Have you ever flown a wide-body aircraft, and what wide-body would you like to fly on? Great question, Devin. Yes, this summer I got to fly my first wide-body. It was a United Airlines Boeing 777-200, one of the very original ones with the... okay, let me make sure I get this right. I'm pretty sure it's the General Electric... or... Was it Rolls-Royce? I don't know. It was the engine that had the problem. I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But I think it was the... I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but it was a huge deal when I did it. And man, I enjoyed it so much because that was like the fourth try trying to get on a wide body. And I finally was able to do it because of pandemic, illness, and everything in between. But yeah, really enjoyed it, and that was absolutely awesome. So I hope to be able to fly like a 333 at some point, 787, all those aircraft. So yeah, public ones. Absolutely. That's absolutely awesome, TPA Geek. Really excited for that. And college dorms. So what I actually ended up doing was, because the prices were the same and because of all the Pratt & Whitney, that's what I thought. Thanks for answering that, Dreamliner fan. I thought it was a Pratt & Whitney. Thank you for answering, but that was my fault. So here's what I ended up doing. The prices were the same for a dorm room in a rent house that's fairly close to campus. So I ended up doing a rent house because the housing situation on campus was really bad. They were putting 6 beds in a bedroom at one point that was about the size of this room. So I ended up doing a rent house, looking for somebody to live with right now. But yes, rent house, it was the same price. Turned out pretty much better, I would argue. So yeah, I ride bike to class and all as well. So expect to tour that in the future as well. And then, yes, I do live here during the week. I do go back home during the weekends. And class I'm taking: geography, Geography, theory of instrument flight. What are my other ones I have? First year Scimitar, my flight lab class, and the other one is history of rock and roll. All have been going well so far. Good questions. If I was about to land on Ryanair, I would be very scared, to say the least. So yeah, Delta MD-88 is a great aircraft, and very nice, Matthew. Hope you enjoy that. And thank you again on the Pratt & Whitney's, guys. That was my fault. I completely blanked on it in the meantime. So, nice, very nice, Gemini Jet 76. That's awesome. Not too far. It's about 30 minutes to where I live, so not too bad. Can't complain too much. So. Yeah, I'm sorry to see that, JJ Skippy. Again, was very fortunate to be in this situation that it was the same price and logistically made sense. So, kind of worked out well and all in between. Very nice. Yeah, keep making the best out of it. Got to keep doing it 100%. There's a lot of challenges to overcome. We'll be talking about that more in the future on my channel. So, definitely expect it to come. I'm going to get the fan going because it's got a little hot. Sometimes the air in these rooms aren't the best. I think we did like 100 degrees again today. I don't know how, so there you go. Keep making the best out of it, though, 100%. Nice, Aviation LAS. Very nice. And, yeah, completely understand North Texas. More videos come on that. Swain Martin's one example that made some really good videos on kind of some of the logistics of that and whatnot, aviation-related at least. So do your research, do your thing. It will all pay out in the meantime. Really nice TPA. That's absolutely awesome. That's what it's all about, man. Very pleased with your efforts there, and the 4.0 is going to get you a long way in life. So very pleased with that effort, and that's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm assuming you meant to say a really nice place. If so, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It's been really good so far. This has been my main kind of studio room, if you will, but it's been really good, so I've enjoyed it, to say the least. Been really, really good. And yeah, Algorithm, I hope you enjoyed that. That's going to be awesome. Best of luck to you in your endeavors. What plane? Stillwater Regional Airport, if you're asking about what I fly. Yeah, Nashville's a really cool route. New Orleans, too. Really enjoy those routes. Those are really applicable, so very nice stuff right there. Nice, Aviation LAS. Worst airport I've flown out of? Worst airport? That is a really tough question because they've all been really good from what I recall. I'm trying to think if there was any really bad experience off the top of my head. The old Tulsa wasn't great, but it was good enough. I will crap on Stillwater a little bit because they are finally getting a new terminal building here in the next couple years, but it is literally a trailer, and while it wasn't inconvenient by any means, I did have free parking and whatnot, it just seemed a little cramped and tight. The gated space was worse, so probably would give the award to Stillwater, but it's a little more understandable considering that was a brand new route at the time, and while it hasn't improved any yet, it will, so Stillwater comes to mind. I'm sure I could look at my flight radar, but Stillwater's the one that really comes to mind, unfortunately, which is kind of funny. Yeah, TBA, you keep doing your thing, man. Proud of you, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. Absolutely. Oh, very nice, Aviation LAS. Keep up the good work, man. Very proud of your efforts there. That's absolutely awesome. But yeah, depending on what you guys want to do, we have been answering questions for 25 minutes straight. So if you guys do want to talk about kind of some of the future stuff to come, this would be an applicable time to do so. But if not, I'm happy to continue to answer questions because I know there has been quite a few so far. So I'm happy to keep answering if that's what you guys want to turn this into. But we also do have some things that I do want to talk about at the very least this evening. So feel free to let me know what you guys want to do first. But yeah, and then after that, we may take a look at a couple things. The My Flight Radar 24 is a cool page, or we could look online, some aviation news stuff or whatnot. So, started college mid-August, will end in mid-May. I do have Christmas break and some other spring break, Thanksgiving break. So, yeah, that is, what, 8-9 months, somewhere in there, so not too bad. Hate to see that, Gemini Jet 76. Very sorry about that. How many years? I'm really not sure yet. Depends on what career path I end up choosing, especially if I do choose to be a flight instructor and whatnot. At the very least 3, but probably looking at more like 4 to 5. And again, I do have some interest in doing some upper level graduate stuff, but not completely sure at this time. Just kind of interested in it. For sure, a bachelor's at the very least. Very nice, Aviation LAS. I could try. I don't think it's going to go very well, so don't anticipate doing that. Yeah, that's really nice, and Billy, that's really cool. Favorite airport outside the U.S.? Another good question. Oh, I've always really liked London, but I would probably say Two Gibbs Gallop in Honduras is probably my absolute favorite, or St. Martin. But Two Gibbs Gallop probably, I think it's not as cliche to say that. So I'll go with Toncontin. Oh, classes. So yeah, most of my stuff's in the morning and afternoons on most of these days. So that's kind of the time frame when it is, to be particular. Favorite MD-80 registration? November 9620 Delta is the last one I flew. That was probably my top, but right next to it, right behind, would be November 984 Tango Whiskey, which was the last ever built MD-80, and also November 501 Alpha Alpha, which was the last standing American Airlines MD-82 in the fleet, and the very, very last MD-80 I ever got to see, which did its ferry flight to Romeoville, Illinois, to go to Lewis University. So, very good question, but those three are at the very top, at the very least. Yeah, that's very, very applicable for sure, TPA. They definitely do that at the very least. Yeah, so good question there on the history of rock and roll class. I've had a music background. I was in band for 8 years at my high school and middle school, and I just really wanted to continue that, and it looked like a fun class, so that's why I chose to do that. Probably Bowser is what I'm thinking on that question. Yeah, I would really like to come to Canada and do some plane spotting. Big ones stand out: Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver. But there's a lot of really cool small ones too, smaller ones I should say, like Montreal, Winnipeg, Edmonton, to name a few. So I would really like to visit one day. Probably Toronto first, but again, we're doing stuff like this. I'm too busy. So hopefully one day, though, at the very least. Very much hope so as well. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to keep doing some questions here, but if not, we'll probably dive into kind of some of the future stuff. Great question, TP AvGeek. Definitely something I would like to do because I absolutely love the area, but if I do become a commercial pilot, it's probably going to be out of my control. I don't think it makes logistic sense to not live in base, so I would really like to stay here, especially if I end up doing something in the aviation management field or something that is not a commercial pilot, or a corporate pilot in this area would also be very good, so really just depends, but we'll have to see. I would really like to stay here, though. I really would. Possibly move closer to Tulsa if so. Depending on logistics, of course. Yeah, I really would like to come to Los Angeles and the whole area. That is one of my biggest items on the bucket list to get back. It's been 6 years again. Like I mentioned 2 minutes ago, just been so busy doing items like this, so I just haven't got a chance yet, but 100%. That's a good question, Billy. I'll definitely make an Instagram commemoration to it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a chance to make a full video on it, but yeah, that came up quick. That's a 5-year anniversary, I believe. So crazy to think that, but they sure come quick. Very nice, Grants Aviation. That's really cool. Very nice. And yeah, 100%. I would love a heart livery. That would be really cool. SFO would be really good as well if I ever get a chance. Just again, knocking out items one at a time, and I'm glad I was able to get some really good stuff at Chicago, so definitely hope to come back to Cali, though, very soon. Yes, I would love to fly 747, duh. That's a great question. LAX is absolutely incredible. There's no other way to put it. It's very applicable. Great question on airport updates. So what I've been doing, and I've talked about this periodically through the airport updates, is I've actually been setting up the airports at home, and then I've recorded 2 to 3 updates at a time. So for instance, like half the updates for November are already recorded. The reason I've chosen to do this is because it's so much more logistically easy in terms of time. It also just makes more sense so I don't have to completely deconstruct the airport and reassemble it just to get another update. So I've been doing 2 to 3 at a time, and I think that's going to be the best plan going forward. So that's why many of the updates in the future are pre-recorded. You get spot out of here, sorry guys. But yeah, really pleased with that effort, and I think that it's really cool to have it there. So I think that the system works really well, and again, I get to go home at least 1 to 2 days on the weekend, but it's been about 3 recently, so I've had enough time to do it. And I also pre-recorded several updates leading into this. I still have updates I recorded in the late summer that are still yet to come out, so I purposely filmed a ton in advance, so luckily I'm way ahead. In fact, here's my calendar, and this is kind of how I keep rolling with my items, as I continue to knock them out one at a time, and it works really well. So yeah, would recommend it, TPA AvGeek. While it makes it slightly unrealistic at times, it really helps in terms of time, so I would highly recommend it. And yeah, I got bots out here, sorry guys. Recent flights that you're thinking about taking, yeah, absolutely. So I've kind of been I've been a little patient on it because honestly I've been so busy, so I really haven't even got a chance to sit down and think about it. But ever since I got kind of crushed on that Southwest Airlines day trip, I've been kind of sad, but I've just been looking to see what the college schedule brings and what I need to outline and kind of be prepared for, and that will lead me into the future with the applicable flights. So 100% at the very least. Ryanair, yeah. Thank you so much, Grant's Aviation. I really appreciate that. That Dallas update was so much fun to film. I expect a lot more retro content to come here in the future with the upcoming updates, including Tulsa and whatnot. So, really excited for that, and that's going to be a bunch of fun at the very least. Very nice. Let's see. Delta Ember 175. Dang, sorry to hear that. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, South Florida seems like a really good place. I don't know what they do in terms, if they do any like aviation or anything. I don't think so, but I'm sure they do some other great majors, so I'd highly recommend it. South Florida seems really cool. Probably Mario on that one at the very least, for sure, 100%. But yeah. Yeah, I think it makes a lot more sense when somebody can go into that situation and be like, yeah, this person definitely you can see why they've been so busy. And yeah, it makes it, I'm glad that you can see it from my side of the spectrum as well. I don't want to hide this up because I'd like you guys to know, since you guys saw the tale, I do now have a kitten, which is really cool. I got it for free, so you can't say no. Her name's Super because Super 80, I couldn't resist. But yeah, I know you guys always ask about pets and whatnot, so this is my kitten. She was just crawling up here, so just thought I would give her a shout out because you deserve it, don't you? So yeah, here she is. If you like a close up, really, really nice cat, and just thought I would show it because I didn't want you guys to wonder, why is there a tail down here? What's going on? So yeah, cat's hanging out, and yeah, so you may see her in some future videos. So really cool. Glad to have her. She's really nice. Yeah, Retro Dallas was so cool. I'm very excited for more retro projects. It's going to be a huge emphasis going forward, so expect that to come 100%. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. She is doing her thing. She may end up trying to get on this futon back here and going over to the corner to lay down. That's her favorite spot, so we'll see if she makes it over there. Thank you, guys. Yeah, she's really... Let me give her another shout-out. She deserves it. Come over here. Ah, dang it. She ran out. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Here we go. So, she's very applicable. Really glad to have her once again. And she's really good at biting. So if anybody knows where to get a pacifier for a cat, she would really appreciate it, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'm sure you would. So, but yeah, got it for free, and I'm glad that she got to come to a great home because she deserves it, don't you? Even though you get a little scared when we go live. All good. Oh yeah, we got her, so all good. But yeah, I enjoy having her. First animal, so... That's not a fish, that is, so. Yeah, I really want to come to San Diego as well. San Diego's a really, really cool place, and I hope Tulsa gets a nonstop in the future. Southwest, I feel like, would be fun, so. We'll see what happens, but I really want to come back. It's been 10 years, so, and I barely remember it, so I'd really like to come back. Yeah, Delta really does need to add a retro to their fleet. Northwest retro, I think, would be really good, or a Ron Allen or something. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing a group up, meetup, excuse me. I'll probably make like a group me or a Discord or something for the convention. So expect that to come. It's been really good. So very excited for that. But at the very least, probably Grand Hyatt and Founders. But I'll give you guys more details when the time comes. So expect that into 2023, which will be here before we know it. If you're referencing Oklahoma State and not Ohio State, I think they've done really well this year from what I've got to see. They blew some teams out, which has been really cool to see, and they've been really good, especially on offense. So really excited for what's to come in their future, although I'm still pretty predominantly an Oklahoma football fan. Okay, make sure we won't drop the frames. We're still good. I still do like OSU's football too, so. But, yeah, Mario stuff going on. Yeah, Delta, no, they don't have a single retro if I'm not mistaken, so. Absolutely, North Texas, completely understand. Yeah, the Southwest region, technically speaking, Oklahoma, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico. That is the full Southwest region, and then it moves over to the West and all that. So, yeah. Yeah, so I have cultural geography, so I completely understand. Physical geography, I don't. I did in high school, but I'd like to do it again, so very much so. But yeah, those are really fun classes. I'm glad you're taking away some items from those. So really good. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Oh, Oregon State, excuse me. Sorry, there's 3 at OSUs. I think they've done really well. They got a big test this week versus USC, if I'm not mistaken. So good luck to you guys. My bad. Really excited for that. Tulsa Burbank, I don't think is completely out of the question, to be quite honest, because that's a really popular area, and there are some connecting opportunities there. They added Albuquerque, Reno recently, so going to be a little while. I think Oklahoma City might get it first. Long Beach would also possibly be another one as well. So, yeah, speaking of which, there's a Long Beach question. Southwest Delta American, just really whatever is applicable in their books. They really have some of the bigger routes. I think maybe American could add O'Hare or something like that. Southwest, I think, still has a variety of routes that they could add that either JetBlue previously had or they can just expand on in general. So, really, really good stuff. Oh, roller cultural geography. I got you. Really cool. Nice. Oh, AP Human. Good luck on that. That's going to be a big class, but I know you can do it. So best of luck. Understandable ORD right here with you at Stillwater. Very nice. Oh, you decided to lay it back there. Sweet. Well, you guys will get to see her do her thing back there. So nice. Fellow Tulsa, Burbank, or even like Fort Myers would be really cool. I hope to get to see that in Tulsa with the A380. We'll see. Maybe so. Would you fly to Lubbock? Not out of the question by any means. It would be kind of a unique situation, but hopefully. By all means. Burbank for sure. New Haven just doesn't make much logistical sense. Yeah, Las Vegas for an A380, 100%. But yeah. I'm happy to answer a few more questions before we dive into some of the Flight Simulator detail, because we do need to at least address it at the very least. But I'm happy to answer questions all night long here. And have conversation, of course. Yeah, United 175, 100%. Oh, nice, North Texas. Hopefully that was awesome. Oh, yeah, Lubbock was a really cool airport for you, TPA. 100%, at the very least. I understand, Daniel, 100%. Air India, Stillwater, you already know what time it is with my boys. Expect that in Great Plains. Great Plains has been really cool. We'll talk about some channel items here towards the end as well, but we'll talk about the Flight Simulator stuff first whenever you guys are ready. So let me know in the chat if you guys are ready for Flight Simulator discussion with the live stream side of things, and then we'll bounce into that. But if not, I can answer a few more questions. Thank you so much for the super chat. I very much appreciate it, Walby. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I was trying to figure out who that was. I didn't know that was you, but thank you for trolling me. I appreciate it. But thank you so much. Really appreciate that, and that will be very applicable to say the least. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Means so much to me. Sorry, I was just half reading, half thinking. Sorry. Oh, nice. 100%. Yeah, Stillwater meme update. Not. I do want to do an actual update, but meme update very, very possible. Tulsa Long Beach would be a cool route. I think there's enough demand for it. I actually have a graph here that I can reference. Let me see if it was. Let me see if that was on the top destinations list recently. I think it was close. It might have been like in the 20s. Let me see. Let me reference this real quick. Actually show you guys the graph. If you guys stand by, I'll show you guys this graph. This will give you guys a little preview, and the good news about my capabilities on the sharing here, I'll have to work on the chat here because I had it on this monitor, but let me put it over here. Okay, hopefully we don't drop frames. I'm hopeful that we won't, but let me reference this frame here. Here's the graph that I was talking about. This is that Aviation Day at Tulsa International Airport, which is really cool. Let me bring back up the chat so I can see this here. But as you guys can see, here's the graph. And Long Beach was not on here. We have Los Angeles, of course, from American Allegiant. So they may have been cumulatively graphing all the cities in that area, because I'm not seeing anything here when I would think it would be somewhere in this range. So I'm not exactly sure what it would be, but I think it would be a cool route at the very least. So I completely agree. Yeah, we'll talk more about the Flight Simulator stuff in a moment. Yeah, we didn't. This came from Aviation Day at Tulsa International Airport is why. I didn't get a chance to unbox it, but I definitely will be talking about it to come. But yes, that did not get unboxed, and that was kind of my fault. I kind of thought about that when I put it on the desk there the other day, but I'll be making a video particularly on that here in a couple weeks, hopefully, if I get an opportunity. Thank you so much, Jumbo747 Diecast. I really appreciate it. First class on American, great question. Probably New York right now because I really want to go there. I really, really want to go to YNC. So probably New York, but we'll see. Oh yeah, Sacramento is on this graph. I did forget to mention that Sacramento is on this graph. So that's kind of our California. San Diego, this was peak time. Keep in mind this was during the summer, and that's our peak time for that route. Now, Frontier did it in 2018. Allegiant was going to start in 2020, but pandemic stopped that. So San Diego's high on the list. But I'll talk about this. I talked about it more in the video, of course, but these two, particularly San Francisco and Seattle, expect those to come. 12-team college football playoff, yeah, I think it's really good. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's pretty applicable, to be quite honest. So, ORD Aviation, we have Miami Saturday only. Hopefully it'll go daily soon, but we do have Miami. American Saturday only. Ember 175. Yeah, Philadelphia doesn't make much sense since they just started in New York, which is so exciting, which will be to LaGuardia's airport. Philadelphia is more of a business route, and really we kind of fell off on business travel. This route pre-pandemic was closer to 60. And this is what we can also do in these live streams, guys, is just assess data like this. I really enjoyed talking about this, and I can go into even more detail about this. But Philadelphia, Oklahoma City did have a pre-pandemic. They lost it due to the pandemic. They got LaGuardia instead because New York's a little bit hotter for us than Philly. But yeah, it would be really cool. So, but yeah, there's a lot of really applicable destinations on here. New York was like up here at like 90 something. It was ridiculous. So I'm glad we finally got that knocked out. All the New York airports that is combined, they took the rest of them off outside of Philly, which is kind of interesting that it's still there. But Detroit's really low too. I thought Detroit was higher on that list. We had it on Delta a couple years ago, but I kind of see why they ended that. What type of demand is there Tulsa to Miami? This is a great question. A bunch of leisure travel. There is a little bit of business, but most people will connect on Saturday only onto services to the Caribbean when they're going on their vacations. And also anything really in that southern region too. Some people I think are even connecting even on routes like Miami to Jacksonville, for instance. So there's a lot of different ones. Jacksonville is on this list. I think it's really low somehow. I thought it would be higher, but yeah, there's a lot of data to talk about with those routes and what would be smart to add. But most certainly United or Breeze to San Francisco and Seattle and Alaska are the top two right now. And even a service San Diego of sorts. Southwest, I think, could really kill that because I'll show you guys here in a little bit. I'll write it down. Austin, Texas, out of Tulsa, went from no passengers to 12,000 a month, which is just... that's ridiculous, and it's a testament to how big Austin is right now, and so cool. Austin was like in the 50s on this, I think, too, so that's just so cool. And this is just for the nonstop destination. No connecting traffic, none of that whatsoever, so really cool. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. Another airport, really want to do Richmond, Virginia, and San del Cabo in Mexico. Those are the highest two on the list. I want to do a Northwest U.S. airport at some point, too. I really hope to do so, but again, like I mentioned 20 minutes ago, working on items like this for you guys. So absolutely love it, but there is some constraints to what I can do, obviously. Yes, I do collect both scales. I really enjoy them. Been getting a little bit more into 200 lately just because they're really nice, but yeah. Thank you so much, Planespotter 101. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I work hard on this and I really enjoy it, so hopefully it shows. Yeah, we were about to get Baltimore too. Is that on this list? Baltimore is not because it is Baltimore is in the DC area and we have service to Reagan. But yeah, Dulles and Baltimore are pretty high on this list too, but they took some out because there's nonstop to somewhere close to it. Yeah, Cancun's an interesting service. I'll talk about this more in the Aviation Day vlog, but Tulsa International Airport's actually proposing to make an international gate right next to Alpha 2, if you guys know where that is on the airport. So they're going to try to get somebody to do a Cancun Saturday only because we're going to have a customs facility at some point is what it sounds like. So I'm excited for that. That should be really cool. Still can't believe I haven't dropped the frame. That's awesome. Hopefully the quality is good and everything. Let me know if it's not, but hopefully it's pretty good. So in terms of a top destination, I haven't found a particular source, but I would recommend reaching out to Tampa Airport Spotting on Instagram, as I believe he knows where to find these numbers, or also look online, because I've been trying to look into that myself. I just haven't got a chance to figure out where you can find data like this. Again, this came from Tulsa International Airport Aviation Day, but I'm sure that there is a place online where you can get this. I'm not sure what it is, but I will reference aviationdb.com, DB, not DP, DB.com is a really good source, and I'll show you guys how to use it a little bit here in a minute. I'll reference that for the Tulsa Austin service anyways, because I can show you all the load factors at airports, which is really fun. And while it can be a time waster, it is really fun to get to look at some of these routes. And even goes all the way back to January of 1990, so it's really cool. never have SMH Aviator. I don't think I've ever once done that. I know some people are kind of into that. It's just not personally one thing that I am. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Cap Travels Aviation. I really appreciate that. Really fortunate to be a part of this outstanding group. And those are two awesome individuals and influencers as well. Yeah, St. Louis will be interesting to see what happens there, but they've really enjoyed seeing that go. Absolutely. And thank you on the compliment for the cat. She's having a little nap, so those kitties need to sleep. Tulsa to Wichita is a really funny. It's really funny that you say that because Tulsa, Wichita, and Tulsa to Oklahoma City were huge way back when. I think we had service to Wichita and Oklahoma City till about 2005, back when there was something called the Triangle Method, if you guys know what that is, and that was huge out of Tulsa to those two cities. But unfortunately, as of late, we don't have that service anymore because it's a 2-hour drive, and there's a lot of logistics to talk about that. But thank you for making that note because I will be sure to give you guys the applicable detail in the upcoming retro airport updates for Tulsa. And we'll talk about why that was a route and whatnot. So, yeah, I would really like to come back to Las Vegas 100%. Absolutely. American 333 and the 200 CL is an awesome model. I'm so glad I finally got it back. It's one of my favorites, and honestly, I probably should have brought it to be here. I need to bring probably a couple more models over here, but I didn't want to have to play the back and forth game for airport updates, so I just brought a couple of the Skymarks and everything else is at home. So maybe bring a couple over here, but we'll see. 340, 747. I would say probably barely 7.4, but those are two really hard choices. I don't know MU5735. I do not. I'll show you guys how to use Aviation DB here in just a moment, but we do have a couple things we need to go over at the very least. Tulsa have a route to O'Hare. Yes, we have American and United. And we have Southwest and Midway now, too. Yeah, 100%. Nice Aviation LAS. And Gemini at 76, who I was previously referencing. Do I have Instagram DMs? Not seeing them, but they very well might have not popped up, so not sure. Phones break often. Yes, and ORD Aviation, if you're looking for all that applicable information, I would recite you to the Tulsa International Airport website because those are kind of common knowledge items. But yes, we do, on United. Oh, I see, Cap Travels. Thank you for letting me know about that. I appreciate that. There goes the notepad. But yeah, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that, so that was my fault. But yeah, interesting at the very least. Alrighty, so I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to start talking about the flight simulator stuff because I at least need to address it. That was kind of the initial intent with the stream. And I want to talk about it because that's kind of what we're going to encompass here. Now, we did Q&A for 50 minutes straight, and we'll do probably a little bit more before we wrap up tonight, of course, but it appears that you guys really enjoy just talking on live streams. So I'm happy to keep doing this. It appears to be that there's a pretty big interest level for just talking. So if you guys just want to have some talking live streams, I'm happy to do that in a Q&A format or whatnot. So if you guys want to do that, let me know. We can most certainly do that. But here's what I'm thinking for live streams. So I'm only going to live stream here at this house because the internet is obviously so much better. We haven't dropped a single frame. We've been live streaming for almost 50 minutes. There's no reason not to. And also, you guys are more welcome to ask questions, but I will be talking predominantly about the flight simulator stuff for at least the next few minutes. So stand by on some questions, but I will get back to them when I can. Feel free to ask them here in a little bit too. But yeah, here we go. So going into the flight simulator stuff, I am here at this house at least 4 nights a week, sometimes 5. And what's going to be coming out of this is I really want to dive back into some flight simulator content because I really do enjoy it. I just have been so busy with so many other items and have been demotivated for a variety of reasons, including lack of technology, bad internet, and various reasons. But the good news is I finally got some of the equipment to where I can finally do some of this. So kind of what my goal is going forward is I would really like to do some flight simulator live streams. Now, I am only a VFR pilot in terms of real life, so that is predominantly what I know backbone stuff, if that makes sense. That is what I know the best. So what I would like to do is I would really like to do some flight simulator streams in terms of trying to help you guys you could say it's kind of helpful, but also just kind of entertainment wise. I want to do some stuff in terms of the private pilot land, kind of dive into some of that information, show you guys through there, because as you guys know, the private pilot process I did not get to share near as much as what I wanted to yet, simply because I haven't found the ideal format to do it. And I think the best way for me to do it is to do it through flight simulators and show you guys how that side of it works. So I think the best way to do this is I'm going to show you guys all the private pilot material through live streams. I think that'll work the best, so you guys can ask your questions right there and right then, and I can show you guys how to do it in a live connotation, which I think should work really well. I did consider making multiple videos and everything, and I did make a couple, but I think for the most part it makes the most sense to do it in that format. So that's kind of my plan. So the plan is, as of right now, is hopefully get some live streaming stuff for private pilot stuff here in the next couple weeks. I know X-Plane 12 recently did release. I only know some of the planes off the back of my hand for X-Plane 11, so we'll probably start there. But yes, we'll migrate over to X-Plane 12 once I know the Cirrus better, and that's probably the predominant plane we'll start flying in there. And hopefully we'll build off of private stuff into instrument stuff, because that is currently what I'm learning about. I don't know near enough right now to do it. But hopefully in the future we can start building into instrument stuff with some smaller airplanes, and then leading into the future, if I know the IFR stuff, I can get enough by to learn some of these bigger aircraft that we used to do, 737, MD-80, and all these other really cool commercial airplanes, and start doing some actual IFR flights, perhaps, like I said, on VATSIM and whatnot. So that's kind of the plan in that department. I think it should work pretty well, and I'm really excited for it. But we're going to be diving into the private pilot stuff, because I know several of you guys that are pursuing this rating or are interested at the very least. So I feel like it would be helpful to kind of show you guys the ins and outs of it. And I did it through Part 61, but it's still a pretty it's a pretty similar experience. And I'd love to help you guys out with that and kind of share my advice and all those items. And again, it's what I know best. It's what I believe I'm qualified to do at this time. So that is kind of the plan right there. So that is what the plan is with live streams, is we'll be doing some flight simulator stuff, probably on X-Plane 11 to start, and we'll probably be doing some mainly private pilot stuff. We'll hopefully fly bigger planes in the future, but I think if you guys give me a chance, let me show you guys why I'm doing this rather than some of the bigger stuff, which perhaps could be funner. But I'm going to make it very interesting for you guys with upcoming stuff. So that's kind of the plan right there. Make sure the computer's not overloading. Okay, cool. So that's the plan with the flight simulator stuff. I hope to start soon. Probably going to be Tuesday nights. I think that's going to be our time, probably around the 7 p.m. time frame. So Tuesday nights, hopefully at the very least twice a month, but I would like to do it every week. We come on and do some VFR stuff, which I think should be pretty fun, and really help you guys out with all that knowledge. So we'll probably predominantly be using the Piper Tomahawk and Piper Warrior, probably the Warrior for the most part, but I'll be showing you guys how all this works and kind of going into detail and everything. So again, this isn't to be took as actual flight training, but I know that some of you guys are interested in getting a private pilot's license, or at least learning the ins and outs of what it takes to be a private pilot and kind of the VFR side of things. So right now I feel like that's the best place to pursue if it's predominantly wanted for me to go back into the commercial land and work on some of that stuff. I'm not opposed to that whatsoever, but I would like to show you guys some of the VFR stuff, because it really can be interesting and very helpful, at least to me, and that is something I think that you guys would like to see. So like I said, that should be coming in the upcoming future. I may do some videos on it as well, but at this current time, I think the best way to transpire some of that information will be through live streams. And it appears to be the internet's working pretty well. I may even boot up X-Plane here at the very end just to see how it does for a little bit. So, but I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys are too. And I think it's going to be really good. So yeah, really excited for that, and that should be a bunch of fun. So that is kind of the flight simulator side of things. I don't have much more to say besides it's going to be really fun, and we'll be doing mainly private pilot stuff. So I hope you guys are excited for that, and that should be a bunch of fun. So that is kind of where we'll work into that. Okay. And feel free, let me know what you guys think about that live stream proposal for flight simulator stuff. That'll probably be pretty predominant what we'll do, but I do have a couple of other ideas, especially considering what you guys have enjoyed with the question and answer stuff. So let me know in the chat what you guys think about the private pilot live stream ideas for X-Plane at this time. And also for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I run on a MacBook. I would really like to do it in the future. I've definitely considered it, just not sure at this time what the best way to balance it would be. So let me know if you guys would really prefer that. I may look into some equipment, but it's very expensive, and I think the Mac is probably the best way to handle what we're trying to do at this moment. But feel free to let me know if you guys agree to disagree. I'm more than happy to have those lineups on that, trying to talk about that. So next giveaway, I'm not sure. Hopefully soon. Still kind of cooling off after that massive investment from the last one, but hopefully at some point. But feel free to let me know what you guys think about that, because that is kind of what the plan is in that department. Waiting for the messages to come through, but I'm sure they'll be coming soon. But let me know what you guys think, because I'd love to hear and love to continue to improve, of course. And then obviously we'll talk a little bit more about other streams, but kind of go into detail about that while in the meantime. I think we probably will do some just question and answers, because it appears you guys just really enjoy just talking, which I'm all good with. So another program that I've been experimenting with a little bit is StreamYard. It's pretty much on there. What you can do is bring on people if they want to come online and chat through audio and or webcam. So we could do that as well if you guys like to come on live and interact with me too, as long as you guys kept it civilized and PG. I'd be more than fine by that. Family friendly, in other words. Thank you guys for letting me know. What's going on, Jake? Hope you're doing well. Completely agree with that, Jake. I have no disagreement with that, with how great of a simulator that is. That's a really good point. Just like you said, it's very expensive, and it's really, really expensive. But I would like to look into it, especially if it's successful. I just really want to make sure that the internet can handle it, my time commitment can handle it, those sort of things, before I dive completely into those waters. So I do have a Windows that maybe could run it, but I haven't really even thought about experimenting with that. So maybe try that in the future. Maybe it can, but we'll have to see for sure. But I appreciate the good ideas and your guys' thoughts on it. I think it's a pretty solid way to go about it, but feel free to let me know what you guys think about it. But yeah, for other streams though, we'll probably just do some aviation talk stuff, possibly some aviation news stuff as well. And I've had a couple of other ideas in the past, including but not limited to possibly some sort of like airline management simulator of sorts. I would really like to look into like Air Tycoon Live or something like that. I would not be opposed to doing that whatsoever. I really enjoy doing stuff like that, so I would consider doing that. Other stuff includes like any sort of like aviation related game I would not be opposed to by any means. Even Airport Madness, I wouldn't mind doing some of that, so that would be really cool. I'm trying to think if there's any other like terms of like games that I wouldn't mind doing some streams on. Those are just ideas. Doesn't mean we have to do them, but we'll probably start Flight Simulator, because that seems to be the funnest way to go about it, and it is really fun to get on and practice our skills. Yeah, there's a lot of really good new work updates online. I would like to, I just don't have the adequate fleet, so it wouldn't be realistic. Therefore, I can't justify doing it right now, unfortunately, but hopefully in the future. Yeah, not by all means, Plane Spotter, absolutely, 101. 100% completely agree on that. Jake's Aviation, 100%. And hopefully we'll be able to get those logistics. Keep up the great work on your channel, by the way. You've been doing a really good job. I've really enjoyed watching those videos, all those unboxings. Yeah, Minecraft not completely opposed to, but we're going to stay more in the aviation realm. Vice versa for Roblox, Fortnite type stuff. We'll be in the aviation department. Maybe I'll start a gaming channel one day, but I think aviation's my forte for now, so that's kind of the plan. But yeah, some aviation talk stuff. We may just do some aviation news live streams as well, kind of to dive into some of the news. I know that the V1 Rotate podcast is very popular, and unfortunately has to be postponed at this time, so a live stream would be a good way to take over for that for now, so possibly do that. So possibly could see that in the very near future too. Or really anything else that you guys want to see. The other thing I was going to mention is, I don't know if I could do it technically because of copyright, but I think it would be really cool to play some air crash investigations live for you guys, kind of take a look into that, even if I did get copyrighted, but more so just to assess the full details of I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. To assess the full details of what happened in every crash, what can we take away from it, how to learn from it, talk about the details, like not turn it into like a classwork assignment, but critical thinking just to enhance our knowledge as aviation enthusiasts of it. So that's another idea I've had for live streams, but along with that, the simulation aviation games would also be really cool. Flight simulators, like I mentioned, aviation news stuff. Model stuff, maybe, probably not, but if there's something that we'd really like to talk about live, we can. But it seems like predominantly I would like to expand into other realms of aviation with these live streams. But if there would be some sort of model topic that would be really, predominantly want, then we can definitely do that. Yeah, like for ValueJet 529 is a great example of what we could do. We could pull that up online and we can just watch it. Like pause the video, spread my thoughts. You guys can say your thoughts and we can talk about those. So that would be really cool. I think that that could work really well. So if you guys do want to see that, I will consider doing that. Not sure what the copyright claim would be off of that, but air crash investigation, live stream, yes. And we could just do some other stuff too. Retro airplane research, I do that quite a lot. So if you guys want to see me do that live, not opposed to that whatsoever. I'll just write all this so I don't forget. Retro live. And then we also talked about simulator stuff. Not flight simulator, but simulator games. And then flight simulator I think will happen no matter what. Just trying to expand it because I really enjoy this live format. It's very easy for me to just click the button and get started. We finally dropped a couple frames. I'm sorry that we dropped a couple frames. We've made an hour. Hopefully it's okay. Computer may be getting a little overloaded, but we're good. All good, Aviation LAS. You take it easy, man. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, maybe we can do a Google Meet sometime if I get available. I'll be sure to let you know. But you take it easy, buddy. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. Airports, unserved destinations. Yeah, that's another critical thinking aviation topic. So just more so like aviation logistics type stuff. Yeah, 100% aviation logistics. But yeah, that would definitely be there, 100%. China Airlines 11 is another really good example. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other thoughts, but there's still quite a few items that I would like to get through in today's stream, so we will probably do those. But if you guys have any other thoughts about all those live stream topics, but it seemed like the air crash investigation topic was pretty hot, so we may be able to do that. While it would be very unique, that also... It doesn't just have to be aircraft investigation. That's just something that I really enjoyed, so that's why it came to my mind. But we also do items including but not limited to like that. I know that Boeing made a really good documentary. I'd really like to watch that. I would definitely get copyright on that, but I would really like to show that for you guys. Any other person's videos that you guys want to watch, pretty much reactions, we can also do that. Or really anything that you guys want to interactively do. Or play some sort of quizzes online. I know that was mentioned as well, so this would be another great time to do that. Aviation quizzes. 100%. Any other thoughts before we move into our next topics? Because I'd be happy to take any thoughts on that. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts. American 191's another prime example. Yeah, Kat's hanging out in the back there. She's sleeping away. Let her do her thing. She's doing good. Kahoot, yes. Bring back the pandemic. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, 100%. Something along those lines. I would be happy to do that again. It would be very fun to get some sort of interactive game. I know there's like a lot of different... I don't think what the other one that I had in high school was called. GimKit. That's what it was. So something like that. It would be fun to do something like that. While it would take some time, it would be worth it. So possibly could do that for sure. I'm glad to hear that you guys are liking those ideas. Anything else before we move into the next topic? What else would you guys like to see live streams wise? But Flight Simulator, looking like it's either going to be aviation news talk or additionally possibly some sort of interactive deal. Whether it's air crash investigation, watching video. Yeah, Book It, yep. GimKit and Book It, those two. Yes, and Kahoot. 100%. If you guys haven't played that yet, I don't know what world you're living in to a degree. No, I'm just kidding. But any other thoughts before we move into some other items? Because I do want to show you guys a couple things. Yeah, Jeb Brooks did a really good job on that video. Yeah, I would be happy to break that down. In fact, we could do that right now. That would be another option. Because those are some really good videos on YouTube that we can dissect and take a look at. And more so to shout out these guys, not the copyright claim, of course. Because these are really good ideas, and I want to get as much traction to them as possible. So 100%, I'll write that one down. That was a really good idea. 5 and 1. Jeb Brooks. But yeah, the logistics of that were ridiculous. I watched that video, and it was insane. Not done the hacker one in Booklet. Bookit's pretty much a interactive game online website where you can make questions and people can answer and get rewards and whatnot. That is what Bookit is. Any other thoughts before we move into some other items? Because I know there's a couple of other things we wanted to knock out here. Hey, YHD Diamond, hope you're doing well. Welcome. YH Diamond, I guess, actually, excuse me. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other thoughts on live streams. What you guys like to see from them. Or even just stuff like this, where we're just interacting back and forth, 100%. Just let me know. And I'd be happy to knock those out for y'all. How's the cat? Cat's sleeping away. What are you guys thinking? Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts before we move into some other items? Because I want to show you guys a couple of things. Discord server, yeah, had one for about 1.5 years, and hope to maybe revive it at some point in the future, but it's just a logistically complicated, very complex item. But yes, I would love to have some sort of online community again in the future, 100%. Yeah, reaction videos. We may end up doing that in the live stream format going forward, but I would love to do some more reaction stuff, absolutely. Really just depends on what kind of reaction stuff you guys want to see. Just let me know. Vlog channel, that's not a horrible thought. I would probably just put it all on here because I kind of do all my vlog stuff on here. It would be very raw if I would. But I have really wanted to do a video in life in college. I'm just going to be getting a little bit more settled in before I knock that out. But yes, I definitely want to do some more IRL stuff, 100%. Yeah, Super is a black, gray, and white cat. She is really good. So, she's got white underbelly and pretty much black and gray texture all around, but she's sleeping quite... I think the camera can even pick up her breathing, which is ridiculous. Not the sound, but the actual movement of her stomach, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other thoughts on streaming, but I really like where we're getting to. I think that these are all very applicable ideas. But flight simulators, aviation news, chatting, and probably some sort of live reaction, and possibly some quiz and simulator game stuff. Not saying we'll end up doing all of them consistently, but, you know. The stream's doing really good. We've only dropped 290 frames. That's 0.1% of the stream, so really nice. Alrighty, y'all. Any other thoughts before we switch over to some other items? Because I do have some other things that we definitely need to knock out this evening. I'm going to start pulling up some Chrome tabs over here, and hopefully we don't drop frames like crazy, because sometimes this computer takes a minute to get adjusted. So I do want to show you guys a couple of different websites to help you guys out this evening, since we have an opportunity to do it. Hey, yay, no dropping frames. Any other applicable thoughts? Hey, what's going on, old main Rel fan? How you doing? Glad to see you. Vlog channel's not a bad idea, though, but I probably would just keep it all on here. I probably wouldn't vlog every day because, really, I'll be honest, I'm not the most interesting person because I work on content, study, flight training, what else I do? Eat, and go to bed. So, not the most interesting person, but heck, if you guys want to see how I produce all this content, I'm more than happy to take you guys along with the journey. Definitely SMF Aviator, 100%. Any other questions before we dive into our next item? Last call, last call. We want to make sure, because those are some really good ideas, and I really appreciate your guys' feedback. And also, one thing I was going to mention is hopefully the webcam is not like badly saturated in terms of the color. It seems a little, like, maybe just a touch blue or green to my eyes on the webcam, but it may just be my vision just throwing me off, but it seems like it's slightly miscolored. I'm going to try to work on that going forward, but let me know if it's bad on your guys' side, but it looks like we're not dropping any frames, so we're looking pretty good right now. Any other questions? All good. Plane Spotter 101. Last call. Alrighty. So, next items we're going to dive into is I'm going to show you guys how to use aviationdb.com. I'm also going to show you guys my Flight Radar 24 since that got referenced, and any other online websites that you guys would like to see. So, here's a question. Any ideas on purchasing a model from West Coast Diecast? I've heard great things. I definitely have a couple that I'm interested in, so I'm definitely interested, 100%. I just need to find the right time and the right one. So, yeah, good question. But yeah, live streams about models too, not completely out of the question, just to talk about them in an interactive format. So we'll probably just have some generally speaking aviation discussions, just like even tonight, just because it really bounces around really quick, and it's really fun to get to talk to you guys about these items. So definitely not out of the question by any means. Okay, if you didn't notice it till I pointed it out, that's probably a good thing, but yeah. But the good news is the camera's most of the time on most situations going to look like this. So I can't complain too much because it's not going to be that bad. So yeah, you can now it's going to be really hard to notice. So, but yeah, let me close this. Anything else? Anything else before I show you guys how to use this website and just take a look at some retro research or something along those lines to round it out? Any questions? And yeah, we can go back in Q&A mode, by the way, if you guys want to ask anything else, feel free. Glad we're not dropping many frames. Microphone good, hopefully webcam's good. Lighting looks pretty good. I just do want to see what it looks like if I turn the main ceiling lights out. See, did you guys see that? Look at that. You see the color saturation right there? That is really interesting. I feel like that's what it's doing because it seems like when I come in the frame, you guys saw the shirt. See, it's light orange, and now it just goes dark orange. So that's really interesting, but let me flip back on the light because I feel like it helps. Any other questions? Okay. If not, feel free to ask, of course. We're going to take it into aviationdb.com. This is one of the best websites. So here's what the homepage looks like right here. This is what you're going to find. It's aviationdb.com. In fact, I'll just drop a link for you guys here. But this website, as you guys can see, is a full aviation database of so many different items that come from the FAA and the NTSB, which is really helpful, and also the BTS as well. So let me show you guys what this is all about. So the tab that I've been utilizing lately, and I absolutely love, is Airline Statistic Transport. You guys can kind of barely see it on my screen, but I think you guys can see what I'm doing. And then Airline Traffic right here, the second tab. This one is so good, and I'm going to show you guys why. So this website, all the way back until 1990, as you guys can see, all these tabs has all the load factors, seat numbers, passengers, and all the airlines that flew a particular route during these times, which is just unbelievable to think about. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you guys a common example. We're going to go to pre-PM, and you know what, numbers have been really good lately. So we're going to use May of 2022. They're updating constantly. So you're going to select all carriers, or you can put the particular one if you want it on here, but it really doesn't make much sense. And then what you're going to do is you'll pick out the website or the airport like this. This is the hard way to do it. You have to scroll to find it. But what I like to do, and I'll show you guys in the next one, so you can scroll to find it. So we're going to check the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. But what you can do to pick your destination airport, which in this case I'm going to do Los Angeles, is you can do your Control F or whatever it is on your keyboard that does this, or Windows F or whatever it is. And then you can put in your destination, LAX, and then you can see that one pulls it up, but the second one, there it is right there, and then that's the easy way to do it if you're on desktop. If you're on mobile, I'm sorry, but if you're on desktop, this is by far the easiest way to do it. Once you have your route in, you do run query, and then it's also going to ask for a little code, so you do that. You guys can see how many times I've been on here at this point. But then you do run again, and then you get the data, which is so cool. Here's the data for May of 2022 with load factors and everything. American Airlines had 370 departures on this service on the main line. They had 73,806 seats available, and they filled 69,467 of those, good for a 94% load factor. That's really good. So that's really, really cool. Welcome in DW Aviation. Glad to see you here. And then, of course, you get some freight on here, the mail, the payload, all that fun stuff. Also looks like Delta had a 93%. That's really good, better than I expected. Spirit had a 95%, and then United had a 1%. This must have been a charter departure of sorts because they don't have that route anymore. But it's really helpful to look at your home airport. Like, I know there's a couple of you guys from the... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I know there's a couple of you guys from the Las Vegas area, so let's get Las Vegas going on here. And, of course, it's going to do that, but the easy way to fix that is KLAS. Excuse me, that's incorrect. How about a parenthesis KLAS? There you go. And then there goes McCarran there. But we want this McCarran, and then you don't have to do it twice. You just put it in there, and you get the next query. American 94%, that's really good. Frontier 92, I forgot to have that. That's really good. Spirit 92 and Sun Country 92. So those are pretty good load factors. Yeah, I'm glad you're able to find it 100%. And I'm going to remove this user because you guys can see what they're doing. And then, yeah, you can literally put in whatever you want into here. So some of the helpful stuff, and I'll just show you guys kind of some stuff that helps me out. What I'm doing in my research is I'm going to put the Tulsa International Airport in here, KTUL, of course. If I can find the darn airport. There it is. And I'll leave Las Vegas in there because it's an applicable route. So here's the Las Vegas load factors. Of course, the Legion had a 93% load factor, which is really good in Southwest 94. Very helpful. And yeah, once again, I put the link in the chat and just aviationdb.com, but I would highly recommend checking it out. Welcome, MCI Aviation. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming. And yeah, 37 departures, good for approximately that's incorrect, about 5,000 seats, 5,500 somewhere in there. And it looks like about 4,500 passengers, so pretty busy route. But one of the really cool things, if we really want to crank it back, which we're going to do right here, let's crank it back to... I want to give you guys an interesting time on this route because there's a lot of really interesting routes. Yeah, November 2004. Just disregard the load factor, but take a look at this. Southwest Airlines doing their thing down here, 93%. But here's Champion Air. If you guys don't know, Champion Air was an airline back in the mid-2000s. They operated the Boeing 727-200. They did fly Tulsa from Las Vegas, and here's their load factor. 17 departures, so that's like 5 times a week-ish. 79% load factor. Pretty applicable for that time frame. Darn it, bots, quit. They've been doing this to all kinds of live streams. I've been seeing this. But yeah, these websites are really helpful. Let's see here. I know we have an SMH in here, so let me see. Oh gosh, I think it said SMH instead of SMF. Excuse me. But what I was going to show you guys was actually there was a service from Tulsa to I'm forgetting what I was going to say. Sacramento back in way back when. Back in 2009, ExpressJet operated the service, and they should come up with a... Okay, they may have been after that. Were they after that? They were before or after. I'm trying to remember. I think... Okay, it must have been before this. Yep, and yeah, not bad, honestly. 65% load factor for Sacramento is pretty good. That's really good. Yeah, we can check some Santa Barbara stuff. Sure. Let me know what city you want to do, but I'll just start with some of the more generic stuff. But you're welcome to come on here anytime you want as well. Nothing blocking it. So we'll go from Santa Barbara. I know we gotta love Dallas, so let's do Dallas for some more recent time. Or, dang it, I misclicked. We'll just do... we'll do some more recent stuff, not all the way back. Let's see what we got. These are good numbers. 93% is really good. That's quite a few passengers for that service. That's really solid. Let's put Phoenix on there. Yeah, that it was really good way back when the load factors weren't as big of a deal back then, so it was really good, yes. Pretty good load factors, honestly. That was pretty good. New Geminis this week? Yes, of course, I interrupt myself here, but... Yeah, they may be out tomorrow or probably Thursday is what they'll do. But yeah, that went quick. I forgot that was already like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So yeah, probably some new releases soon. SBA to Sacramento. I don't think the service was there in May. Unfortunately, data's not in yet for the upcoming months. But if it was, I would tell you, but it'll be here soon. Sacramento might in the future. Again, that graphic I showed you guys had it at 40 passengers a day, which is pretty reasonable, but I think we're going to get San Francisco before we get Sacramento. But it's for sure a cool service. And there's also some other good tabs on here. I haven't really went into the full details, but I did look at profit loss, which was pretty cool. Air carrier fuel. Yeah, this is probably a cool one. Let's go back to... Crank it back all the way to like 2005. Let's see what the fuel prices were in 2005. And you do have to do a different one per deal. I don't know what this is. I'm going to think that this is just a couple of numbers and you're trying to throw off a bot. That's my guess. Yep. Okay, so here's what the average price of gallon was. Wow, Southwest. That is unbelievable. Yeah, I'm trying to think if that's like a different number or something, because it seems like this should be like more like 6 or something, shouldn't it? Yep, so Crazy numbers. I don't know what's going on with some of these higher ones, but even SkyWest at the $4. I don't really know what how this works or anything, but it just seemed like a cool tab. Yeah, I agree. 100% MCI. Welcome back. How do you get retro destination aircraft? So there's a couple different ways to do it. I'm going to show you guys another reference source, and this is going to be the Wayback Machine. So what you can do is go to your local airport's website or a flight rate aware archive or whatever website you want, pretty much from all the way back to 2000, and take a look at some of the load factors. I have multiple websites to actually reference here. The other one that I'm going to bring to your guys' attention is departedflights.com. This pretty much has every retro flight board and timetables and everything that you want all the way back to 1975. So the easy way to do it is historic flight schedules. You guys can see the math from here. I'll just go back to 1995 for the Tulsa International Airport TUL. This is the service that we had. American Airlines operated to Chicago and Dallas, and their Boeing 720-7200 to the Fokker 100 and the MD-80. American Eagle also had the ATR-72 to Dallas. Continental Airlines had the 737-500 and DC-930 to Houston. Delta had the 727-200 and 737-200 to Atlanta, Oklahoma City, and Salt Lake City. Delta had service to Cincinnati on their CRJ-200, which was very new at the time. Memphis service from Northwest Airlink on their Saab 340 for Express Airlines. TWA had DC-910s and 30s to St. Louis, and United had the 732 and 735 to Denver, and then the detailed page is right here. So all the times from the timetable and everything, that all comes up right there. So if you want to see some retro stuff, there you go. In fact, you can even look at timetables as well on this website, and there's also timetablesimage.com. That's also very helpful. But you can go on here, and as you guys can see all the timetables, you could look at any airline you want. We'll just look at JetBlue here from 2003. This was the very end of the timetable destinations, but until computers came out, this is how airlines did it. So we can go look at the page here for Orlando, and yeah, this was a paper printout. You guys can see the paper clip deals here. But this is what the services was. So from Orlando to these cities, you could fly either nonstop or connection, or say that they had multiple services to New York daily. So that was really cool, and it has all the information about it, which is pretty cool. I don't think there's anything on there. I would have got a notification about it, but there might be for sure. Yeah, June data should be coming soon for sure. Usually takes a few months. They just added April and May in there, so it will take some time. Patience with it. But yeah, lots of really cool items on this website. They also have now departedflights2.com, which is pretty much some of the newer stuff. And unfortunately, no Tulsa on here yet, but they do have, or for 2001, they have 2005. But the Dallas schedule just came out for 2001. And I'll let it speak for itself. I'll just slowly kind of scroll through it so you guys can see your city on here. But yeah, there you go. Good question, SMF Aviator. I think I'm trying to find some stuff, but like I showed you guys earlier on that graph for the total departures for all the cities that had that many passengers per day, those numbers are public. But in terms of predictions, I don't know if there's actually something that could predict what load factors could be. That's more of like a higher up source type deal. You'd have to ask somebody that's a little bit higher than my level, but possibly there may be somewhere. Pretty much though, you can actually just go back on the route's history if it's been a route for a while and kind of just get some averages and see if it does look like it's going to be a successful route. So that's another way to do it, and kind of see what the trends are, excluding the pandemic, of course. Yeah, that cat's sure living it up right there for sure. Stand the Cancer's a pretty nice plane. But yeah, this is a really, really cool website. Very helpful. And yeah, it's really good. But the Wayback Machine, I kind of forgot to reference this because what you can do is actually type in different websites. So here's Tulsa's website. And this website, believe it or not, guys, I know it sounds ridiculous, has been archived 500 times since 2001. And what we can do to kind of get a basis if Departed Flights isn't giving us the data we want, at least for the last 20 years, if we go back to a time like 2003, we can go to June 21st, and lo and behold, this is what the website of Tulsa International Airport looked like in 2003. So, yes, this was right before I was born, and it's really cool. So you can go on here, and I don't know if they had like the flight schedule board on here yet. They just had what the, what you can kind of see the details here. But you can see airline serving TUL. This is very helpful. And yeah, so you got American, Continental, Delta, Great Plains was a small airline around here, Northwest, Southwest, and United. But then what you can do is go back to the home page here, and then we can scoot up a little bit to when the website got redone in 2005 or so. Patience. And yeah. And now you can see the departure and arrival board, so you can go to flight information here. And let's see what was on this archive. American Dallas, Atlanta for Delta, Detroit for Northwest, Chicago for United, Continental Houston, Northwest of Memphis, United San Jose. This is probably a glitch. This is probably a continuation service from this one. So it always gets messed up a little bit because this is departing Denver at 6:40. So be cautious when you are looking at these, especially Southwest is known for doing that. So they continue on. So kind of be reasonable with it. And the nonstop flights will tell you on the website too. American to O'Hare, Delta Cincinnati, ExpressJet Sacramento. There it is. That was actually okay. That was March 2008. Never mind. American Dallas, Continental Newark. That was kind of new. 4 years old, I guess. Minneapolis for Northwest, Southwest of Phoenix, American St. Louis came back, Delta to Atlanta, ExpressJet to Ontario twice right there. It's a glitch, but yeah. American Dallas, 2 flights right next to each other. That was pretty crazy. Continental Houston, Southwest Kansas City, and Delta Salt Lake City. Jet departing before you can go on the runway. Will ATC say caution wake turbulences? If it's really close, it's very likely. If not, then probably not. But at bigger airports, they might more often, especially with bigger aircraft. So I would just be precautious on that. So good question for sure. Possible. And there goes my chair. Made it an hour and a half at least. Or I think I had to raise it at least once or twice. But yeah, really good website. And you can look at anything you want. In fact, you can also look at FlightAware archive. So if I go to FlightAware, ignore that track of that aircraft. I've been tracking it a little bit. Come on. All the internet's getting used up for the stream. Or FlightAware is dead. Never mind. So we're going to go to the Tulsa International Airport, of course. You guys already know the drill. And all I'm doing here is getting the link so I can show you guys the archives for the URL, which can get us applicable information about retro information. So if I go back here and up here on the top, my webcam's kind of in the way. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here a little bit. Right here, I can put in the URL and push go, and that will take us to all the archives of the Tulsa International Airport FlightAware, which is helpful. So here's the Tulsa. This was the latest one. I actually did that one in August, but you can go back to 2007 here and see whichever gentleman was, or lady or gentleman that was kind enough to do this. Yeah, there you go. Here's all the flight schedules for 2007. The American 757 was awesome. That was there for about 25 years. ExpressJet also flew to San Antonio BTA. That's ExpressJet. San Diego was also another cool route that they did. One of the unfortunate downfalls of that service that we've had over the years. American 738 to Dallas was delayed that day. May, not surprised. There's that Dallas again. Minneapolis 4. This would have been Northwest still. And you can even click the flight numbers, and sometimes they'll have an archive of the flight number, which is just ridiculous to think about. But what can I say? Yeah, there's the full archive of that poor aircraft, which is just, that's ridiculous. It even has the full route on here, which is just unbelievable to think about. Really, really cool stuff. Didn't have the registration, of course, but that's so cool. Yeah, Pinnacle operated that. I think it was twice daily at that point, but I could check the website as a reference. But yeah, really, really cool. Highly recommend using it. And you can use it for anything you want. It doesn't have to be aviation related, but the Wayback Machine's really cool for really anything that you want to look at. You need to save some stuff, so I'll do that as we speak. And this one's also reliable too. I just like to put it on there so I don't forget. So I'm going to save the Tulsa website today because it's helpful. And please do all the hypers here so that you can have the all the information when you're ready in 10 years to come back to it. And whatever's on the website right now, I don't know what's on the website, but whatever's on there right now just got saved, so yay. And it's about to get redone anyway, so it'll be nice to have the previous reference to the design, excuse me. But yeah, And just like that, there you go. It's saved, and we're all good. So really cool. And now when I want to go on there, we can take a look at it. Thank you so much for coming by, Jake. I really appreciate it, and I'll be excited to see you soon, too. You keep up the great content and your great work, and I'll be excited to keep watching it. Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. But yeah, really cool stuff, and really excited for that, too. So yeah, and just for fun, I guess I'll just pull Tulsa schedule here real quick on the 2005 lineup. There's American. St. Louis was already back. St. Louis there too. There's Dallas, Houston, Delta 732 to Atlanta, final stretch. Then CRJ2 was already coming in. Cincinnati, Salt Lake City. Northwest was doing their thing. Southwest had 6 destinations. They swapped Kansas City for Denver in the late 2000s and now have our 2 new destinations, thank goodness. United had 733s in Denver, and then some CRJs down the list here for O'Hare and Denver too. Thank you so much for coming, SMF Aviator. Really appreciate it. Take it easy, enjoy it, and thank you so much. We'll be excited to see you soon, buddy. Underserved routes, yeah, again, I'll be looking for information for that for you guys, but I think the best way to do that is there's got to be a website that presents that data. I just haven't found it yet. I guess I can mess around a little bit on here to see if I can find it. Expenses on time performance. I'm not seeing anything that would, because I would probably be under airlines to it's not a report though. Dang, I'm trying to think of where it would be. That is a really good question. Dang. Yeah, definitely could if you're talking about the Tulsa Model Airport. Just really enjoyed the mainline service, and I kind of got sick of using the RJs during the pandemic. But yeah, I would be happy to put in an RJ in a coming update at some point for sure. Sure. Now let's check Abu Dhabi to Dallas because that was a service there. Etihad did that back in like 2015, I think. So let's take a look. Dallas. Probably should have just typed it in. We good. That was there in 2014, I think, at the very least. I want to go with here. Type in our code. But yeah, feel free to ask if you guys have any questions about upcoming content or anything in those lines. And they ended the route. 87%, really good. I think it was like 2016 when they ended it, but wow, these are some impressive load factors, and they still ended it. Wow, 96%. That is really good. That was not a peak time for Dallas either. Gemini was pretty good. I thought it was really good, honestly. There's a little bit of a dip in the numbers, but that's still a profit for the airline. Yeah, they did really good on that. I'm surprised they chose to cut it. It was probably more of an infrastructure cut rather than an airline cut. 86%. Man, did this go all the way through 2017? Yeah, it did. I didn't realize it went that long, man. I was not paying that much attention. But yeah, the NG I think is a little bit better, but the Gemini is really good. 82%. Yeah, they went all the way into 18. They were not here past 18. It ended right. Yeah, it ended in like March of 18. That makes no sense though because the numbers are really good. 93% on its last month of service. Wow. And Etihad still cut that route. Well, I'm not very happy about that, but doing it like 5 times a week too for 3 or 4 years, and they still chose to cut it. Not cool, man. Not cool. But yeah, trying to think if there's anything else that I really wanted to predominantly cover with the live stream, but we definitely hit on all the items, talking about the future live streams, some Q&A stuff. If you guys want to do some more Q&A, by all means, I'd be happy to. But yeah, overall, been really happy with where everything's going. I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll probably be back Tuesday night next week to start our first flight simulator stream if all goes according to plan. I'm not sure what exactly we'll do yet, but it'll probably be just kind of an introduction to it. Yeah, RNO to Atlanta, as far as I'm aware, it's just temporarily suspended. I hope it comes back soon. The load factors, I think, were pretty solid, so don't think it was any. I think it was just more of a logistical issue. but not completely sure on that. But I'll be sure to keep it updated. Yeah, we're not completely signing off, by the way, yet. Just was kind of doing a full assessment of everything that's been going on. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any additional questions or thoughts or feedback. But successful stream at the very least, and happy to do some more Q&A or anything else that you guys would like to do. But yeah, thinking next Tuesday we'll be back for our first flight simulator stream, probably, unless if we want to do something else. Let me show you guys my Flight Radar 24 first, though, because I know you guys wanted to see that. So let me show you guys that. Because it is really pretty cool. Retro models, all eBay for the most part. There's been a couple of recent releases that I've got, but pretty much all eBay. I will put that off so I don't expose any information there. I thought I was logged in. Tap, I would like to get a tap 100%. Okay, here we go. So this is my full Flight Radar 24. This is all my flights since 2013, I believe, is when I started logging them. And yeah, here's kind of some baseline statistics for me. 72 flights total logged, almost 36,000 miles, 100 hours in the air. And yeah, not quite as many compared to some of the other guys. I think like Aviation has like 300,000, which is just unreal to think about. Hey, Steve, what's going on? How you doing? Well, yeah, this is kind of the full lineup of routes. So kind of some more baseline items. Here's my top airports. Tulsa, of course. Dallas, I am also really high on as well. American's by far my most leaded airline. I do have a couple others on here. United finally made the list and Breeze this summer, which was awesome. There's my 737, but the MD-80 is still high on this list. Unfortunately, it'll probably continue to fall as time goes, but 319, the 737, 700 creep up. And there's TU, the DFW at 11 right there. Here's my most flights per year. Didn't even get to do a flight in 2020. And here's 2022 so far. Hope to get this closer to 10. Here's my 2019 number. It was really good, so... yeah, man, doing very well. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very excited to be back to streaming. I'm excited for upcoming Flight Simulator live streams, some miscellaneous aviation topics, and all kinds of stuff, so I'm excited for it. And yeah, this is kind of some baseline statistics for this, as you guys asked for. Here's all my recent flights. As you guys can see, a lot of subtitles here as of late, so that means good. But yeah, here's all my flights from the pandemic, all cut from here. So I think I've took about 20 or so, which is pretty good. I was trying to put a couple more here at the top recently, but I got screwed on that. So yes, but I made Aviation Day, and you guys will see the content and why I wanted to do that so bad. So it worked out. I do need to look at some more flights, though, because I'm really eager to get back in the air at the very least. Here's all my flights. Really strong 20. Honestly, we had a really strong stretch. Probably the worst year was 16. I think we only did 4 flights here in 16. It was a really busy year. But then 17, it picked up towards the back half. 18 was quite the start, but picked up toward the end. We did 8 flights that year. 2019 was by far our best. Pandemic happened, and then 2021 was on pace till it got collapsed. And then this year's been fair so far, considering how busy I've been, but I definitely hope to do more. And plus, I've been doing all my flight training flights anyway, so those are kind of flights. If I logged, I have my full logbook, but it has some personal information. I'll show you guys that. Or I don't know. I would have to take a look and see if it's sensitive or not. I might be able to show you guys some baseline items from my logbook. Let me see if there's any sensitive information on that. There might not be. Logbook. I have a digital version that I can show you guys if it's not sensitive, which it might not be. I can't remember if there's anything on there that... if I can get the darn thing to load, that is. Oh, I had the wrong website, I think. Well, I thought I did. Trying to get it to load. Sorry, guys. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions if you guys have any. I would love to answer. I can show some totals. I'll do that. I'm not going to show the full personal information, but I'll show some totals. Sorry guys, trying to... there we go, that's what I was looking for. Let me see if I can do what I'm trying to do here. There we go. This is what I want to do. How do I want to do this? Oh, yeah, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do here. Perfect. First model was the American 757-200 by Gemini Jets in the 400 scale, November 602 Alpha November. I wish they would make a 135. They don't have the mold for it, so maybe they could do a 145. I think Contour has 145, so I'm not sure. All right, let me show you guys kind of some of my flight stuff if you guys want to see it. Here's what it's looking like. This is a month graph of all my flight time. I started right here in December of 2021, and it's been up and down. I'll say that. It's been up and down. September's been my worst month by far, which sucks because I've been waiting for my new instructor to get standardized, which is not my fault. But, yeah, outside of that, it's been pretty quiet. And the plane I wanted to do some renting on has been grounded due to the 100-hour check. So, but July and April were really bad. But July, June, May, March, pretty good months. So, really up and down. But, yeah, September's by far been the worst so far. I've just been waiting for more opportunities to do some flying, just haven't got a chance. So not anything particular on my side, just the aircraft I wanted to rent's been isolated due to the 100-hour, and been waiting for my instructor to get standardized, my new one, to start instruments. So, but here's my private data. So I think there was only 2 flights on here. Both September flights were non-training flights. The rest of these were training flights. So yeah, but kind of like a ladder, if you will. Of course, it's kind of thinned out a little bit, but we'll get back on track. But 75.8 hours, pretty cool, man. My best month was August, actually, which was 12.8. We did multiple flying days that day, multiple flying events, especially on the back half. Long ones, too. Enjoyed it. But, yeah, April was really bad because of weather, and I don't think I got sick or anything. I think I just was tied up a couple times. Summer started really hot. July was really bad because I think I got sick once. My instructor was gone for 3 weeks, I think was another problem. He was gone for a lot of it. Then, yeah, we really killed it last month getting to that PPL check ride. And then September, of course, is what it was. March was really good, too. Spring break helped, so. I flew to my local airport back home. That is the only airport I've been to for a non-training flight, which was really fun. I'm excited for more flights to come too. Just again, the aircraft I want to rent, and it's very expensive, so I want to make logical choices, but it's not been available, and I want to take some family on some stuff. So, yeah, but that's really cool, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could show you guys. Here's my very beginning down here with some American MD-80s. Yes, sir. Yeah, I went a long time without flying an MD-80. I went from 2013 till that Allegiant one, but the yeah, I went 5 years without flying an MD-80. I would have vlogged it, so that's kind of crazy. I have a little over 500 as far as I'm aware, which is pretty ridiculous, but yeah, I do have a little over 500 in the collection. I would like to make a video one day trying to name them all by memory. I think I can probably do it, but it would take probably an hour. But I'd really like to try that. I remember a couple years ago I did it one day in class, and I think I got them all. I think I may have missed one. Sorry, guys. It's been one of those days. I'm sure you guys understand. But I'm really glad we got to do this live stream this evening. This has been a blast. I haven't heard about it, but I'm excited to see it. It's going to be really good, I bet. Love Kansas City. Based my fictional airport there for a reason. I would love to visit. Seems like a really cool place. My shortest flight was the Rochester, Minnesota legs, and my longest was the Los Angeles flights. Reagan to Dallas was also really long. That almost topped it. And then Las Vegas was another long one that I did too. And Orlando, Sanford. And Daytona Beach was my most recent one. That was pretty long. My earliest flight was... That's supposed to be 2 p.m. It would have been this American Airlines 605 departure. And my latest flight was probably... Yeah, that last Revenue MD-80 was. But that United flight... Yeah, that United flight was pretty late too. Oh, yeah, it's Mountain. That's why it's not as late. But... Some of these were pretty late. Yeah, that Delta one was also really late too. My earliest arrival was 6:55. My latest was that American MD-80. This was the latest flight by far. Aircraft, I don't even know if I could really see much out of that. Seat, I don't know how it categorizes that, but yeah, a couple first class. Oh, it just goes by number, I guess. Okay, cool. But yeah, cool stuff on there at the very least. I'd recommend checking it out if you guys are interested. But yeah, trying to think if there's anything else I want to show you guys, or if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, expect another flight simulator stream to come. We may try 6, maybe. I don't know, whatever time you guys want. I could do 4 if you guys want to see 4. I would be happy to do 4. The problem is and my webcam's good, so I might as well just show it. I got multiple videos that I've been working on. Yeah, just kind of talking about a little mini channel update here, might as well. Wish I had a graphic I'd show you guys, but it's all on paper, so... ahead we have tomorrow we'll have a model review. Of course, we've had multiple videos coming over the last couple days, so feel free to check those out. Aviation Day vlog at Tulsa National Airport Thursday. Will not want to miss it. Check it out. On Friday, we'll have a really unique video coming out. I think you guys will really like it. Not going to say much more than that. You guys will enjoy that. Saturday, we'll have a full American Airlines maintenance facility tour at Tulsa National Airport, the global headquarters. That's going to be really good. Feel free to check that out. Sunday, we'll have the release reaction for the Aero Classics September releases. On the 26th, we'll have the arrival vlog at Tulsa National Airport. Followed by the 27th will be the full trip of the Breeze Day trip. We'll have the retro. We'll have some sort of review on the 28th. On the 29th, that is next Thursday, not this upcoming one, but the following Thursday will be a model review. On the 30th, we'll have a Orange County update, and I'll give you guys one day into October. We'll have a Great Plains Airport update. Might change a little bit, but that's the tentative plan. Yeah, I could draw my own airport layout. I would not be opposed to that. I've always enjoyed drawing aviation references, particularly airports, but also, you know, even really bad airplanes, but just different items. So I would be happy to do that 100%. Sorry, shoes came off a little bit. But yeah, really exciting times ahead. I hope you guys are excited for them. And then, of course, we'll be doing some streaming, probably next Tuesday as well, but I'm not sure what my full schedule will be, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, I believe we've covered everything. Unless you guys have any questions or anything else you'd like to see, happy to answer those and whatnot. But don't want to take up too much time because I know you guys have spent a lot of time with me. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support, the donations, and all those items. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me, and it's very helpful. We'll have some really good content ahead. I'm really excited for it. We're going to continue to enhance it. We've been uploading daily since May, and I can't believe that we're doing this in the college, but just a testament to how effective my time's been. And yeah, it's been awesome. Still doing everything great in school and all those items. So, but any final questions, thoughts, feedback, recommendations, remarks? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Again, feel free to check out all of those videos. I made hours worth of content, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys did that. Yeah, a lot of just be ready for it. If you guys have any video ideas, feel free to tell me now too. I'd love to see it. Gemini or Engie to make that. What models do you want Gemini or Engie to make that they have it? If you're talking about the mold, Delta Emerald 175. There's a couple of particular retro planes I'd love to see. American Emerald 175 with the normal winglets for Republic would be great. Southwest. I thought there was one livery that I really wanted. Like, you know, Nevada one would be really cool. And there's a lot of ones I really just want in general. Yeah, I haven't. TWA MD-80. Some re-releases for sure would be really helpful. A Velo 737-800. JetBlue 220. There's a long list. They've been doing really good lately. They've been killing it. In fact, we can kind of take a look at some of the recent releases from these guys again. I know we've done videos, but just for fun, we can take a look. So here was the September set, which was really good. Flagship Valor, Frontier 320 Neo, Mesa CR9. Really, really good stuff in here. This was really good. I'm surprised nothing sold out, to be quite honest. Engie models, on the other hand, had some really good stuff too, including but not limited to the new 787-8 mold. Here's the August set that I thought was pretty solid. There's the Flagship Valor as well. That's sold out. Wow. Okay. And then a couple delayed here to Finairs. Southwest here, Qatar 333, United 333, Airtc knew he was really cool. Jet Blues. I probably will get this balloons. I think it's going to be a really good model. And also, this is kind of funny. I don't know why they let you do this, but so kind of funny. But all good stuff there. There's been some really good models there, and then I like this new future release build from NG. I think this is pretty cool. So, but yeah, Tennessee one will be great. Alaska will be great. So, I like the system there. I like it a lot. But yeah. Any final questions? Any final questions, thoughts, feedback, recommendations, those sort of items that you guys like to see? Content, anything you guys want. Speak now or forever hold your peace type bill. But yeah, I'm really excited for what's to come. I hope you guys are as well. Again, the cat's glad to be here as well. Sure sleeping it up right there, as you guys can see. So she looks really nice, though, and she's going to be... we'll probably get her in some videos, but day in the life, too, possibly some vlogs. More model content, for sure. There's a couple particular items that'll be coming in the future, so stay on the lookout for those. We'll be starting the Airliners International flight content with the United 737-900 next month, which will be here before you know it, so be on the lookout for that. Breeze Day Trip's wrapping up, so feel free to check that out, too. And hopefully another day trip to come as well. I would really like to do another one. But yeah, any final questions? I'll let it go for a few more minutes here. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say, but I've kind of reiterated everything I can at this point. Without being inefficient. Live stream during plane spotting, not out of the question by any means. I'm trying to go again soon, but I haven't heard back from some family on some events. But I was trying to go this weekend. We'll see what the weather's looking like here. Might as well check since I'm with you guys. But a big cold front's about to push through most of the United States, and we're getting a portion of it for north wind on Sunday, which looks really good, dead down the center. Let's look at the prognostic chart again. One of the helpful things about learning all this aviation stuff is learning what the prog chart is, so I can see when this cold front's going to arrive particularly. Any additional questions, thoughts, feedback, recommendations? There's the first cold front that's ahead. Yeah, warm pressure comes in, then cold pressure bounces through right on Sunday. Any thoughts, recommendations, feedback, anything else? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, all is well with me so far, guys. Very much appreciate all the support, and really glad that we got to spend some time with you guys this evening. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, any questions? Like I said, final time of saying it. Live now or forever hold your peace. We'll have to look at some models online or something too at some point. There's so many ideas I have, but we most certainly got several of them going this evening. Maybe just review the cat. The cat's sure living it up back there, aren't you? I think the webcam also turned out pretty well, and the stream went really well. I'll have to watch it back, but I don't think it lagged out bad or anything. 1 to 100 scale A380, that's a good question. So I actually got to see what a 1 to 200 A380 was like, and it pretty much was probably, I'm trying to think, pretty much like probably this big or so. So I think a 1 to 100 would probably be about this big from here to here. So really, really big. This is what a 321 looks like in 1 to 150, and that's already pretty big. But a 380 is nothing compared to, or 321 is nothing compared to a 380. But I'll be sure to review this too. I know you guys asked about that, so I'll be sure to make a video on this. But I was in a rush. I was moving in here when I got it, so I just put it together and wanted an accessory. So. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support. It's been a pleasure to make these videos. Can't believe we're almost to 5,000 subscribers. But we are sure closing in. But very glad to have, fortunate to have awesome equipment. So much better technology, and be able to do these streams because I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too. Are you going to make a Discord? Possibly. We'll see. I hope to. Would love to get another community going. Feel free to ask any additional questions. Always happy to answer. But again, truly appreciate all the support, y'all. It means so much. Yeah, this webcam though, I got it today, and it's done really well. The clarity is pretty impressive, to be quite honest. You could do you could literally do a model review on this darn thing if I can get it. Sometimes it might struggle in some situations, but I put it a little close. There you go. Obviously, you got lights blasting it, but if you guys want to see how bad it looks without the lights, let me just show you guys how bad it would look. So if you guys want to see what it would look like without lights, it actually ends up turning out pretty good, honestly. This webcam did better than some of my other ones. Who got you into aviation? There was one YouTube video one day that inspired me. Sorry about my microphone. One video one day that inspired me to start making videos. It was a landing compilation video, and as you guys can see, that obviously led to what we are now with today, which is really cool. How old is it again? I think it's about 5 months, which is kind of small for 5 months, but yeah. I believe it's about 5 months old. You have a Gemini Jet Ski 9-175. Yes, I have 2 in the new livery and 1 in the previous. Feel free to ask questions and whatnot. Feel free to do whatever you guys want to do. Always happy to answer, as per usual, of course. Also, I would highly recommend, I kind of mention this every now and then, but I would highly recommend ordering your models from the Midwest Model Store if you are looking for a good place to order your model airplanes. Use that discount code Redriveraviation for 5% off. Really, really good items on here, and they always got a really good stock, really fast shipping, very good customer service, replaces models just like that if you ever need it. So if you're looking for a good place to order, I'd highly recommend Midwest Model Store. They're really, really good. Just thought I'd mention that because they do a really good job. And look at some of these models they got on here as well. Jet Hut's new brands, they got that Virgin Atlantic 77-9. You got the Air France 350 there. All the new Gemini is really, really good stuff. Going into the next page, you got some of the new NGs with the United 7810, the American flagship Valors in here as well. More to Love 321 Neo. You name it, they got it. Delta 321 Neo from Panda. It's the Southwest 737. So, I mean, they got a lot of really good planes on here, so I would highly recommend it. Yeah, I would like to do a couple of updates on Stillwater at the very least. Absolutely, 100% would. If I do fly for a commercial airline, I'd love to fly for whoever provides great quality of life. But American would be really cool. Delta would be really cool. United, Southwest. I'm really open to anything, to be quite honest with you. Do you rage about broken models? Previously, I did do some skit stuff, which was obviously a scripted version of me raging. In terms of, like, I've went off a couple times just with my thoughts, but I haven't really, like, I guess completely lost my mind over it in a legitimate connotation, but there's been a couple times where I have got very frustrated. So, sure, if you want to say so, I have raged about planes. Feel free to ask any other questions that you guys may have. Make sure I'm not missing anything online. And yeah, feel free to check me out on Redriveraviation on Instagram too. Always sharing my photos on there and aviation photography. And hope to also expand, get spotting vlogs back going on here as well. They're just so time consuming, but man, I love them so much. So, Emirates A380, yes I do. Unboxed in Mass Unboxed 16. Yeah, Psycho 8 weekdays at the very least, like you said. You're most certainly correct. Most frustrating one that I got, American A320 comes to mind, but it was expected, so I wasn't as frustrated. I was more, I was just in disbelief, if that makes sense. I was kind of frustrated, though. I'm trying to think if there's any I was, like, really frustrated about. My American MD-80 in the 1 to 200 scale really frustrated me because that model meant so much to me. So that one also really ticked me off. Wasn't very happy about the Qatar 350 Phoenix and the American 737 from Gemini. Yeah, definitely some collabs to come in the future for sure. It's been trying to correlate with people, and I've been a little unsuccessful in that, but not really my fault particularly. So I'm trying, though. I'm trying. Empty other questions, y'all. Yeah, setup's working really good. We dropped I think 290 frames tops for 2 hours. That's really good. But yeah, any other questions? Right at 2 hours ish. Very nice. Thought this went really well. But again, if you guys want to do anything else or anything like that, feel free to say. I'll definitely be doing a dorm tour but it's more kind of a rent house. But I'll definitely be doing a tour. And yeah, I've thought about making a website a couple times. It's just a massive time commitment, but I would love to do multiple things on there, including but not limited to sharing some details about my model airplane collection, uploading my aviation photos for purchase on there if people wanted to buy them as prints. I've also wanted to just kind of maybe write articles on there, just a blog pretty much about kind of some of the aviation related items I would like to talk about. And just life, or maybe life advice, maybe not, we'll see. But that would be on there. Possibly maybe a little bit of flight simulator stuff, some more personal stuff about my life and who I am as a person. And just really give you guys an opportunity to know me better. Again, it's something I've thought about multiple times. I just never got a really good opportunity to do it. But it's definitely something I've thought about at the very least. 100%. I do not have a girlfriend. I do not. Kind of wish I did, kind of wish I didn't, but it's one of those things. I did go to one Oklahoma State football game because I had the opportunity to, and it was very good. I'd like to go to more, but they are a big time commitment. I'm home making videos for you guys and spending time with my family when they do have their football games. So would like to go another before the season's over, but I did get to go to one, the Thursday night game versus Central Michigan. It was good. And for next streams, I'll have some more chat boxes and whatnot on here for you guys. Just one to make sure that my internet can handle it today. Had no issues, and it most certainly proved me wrong today, so I love to see it. I'll do a speed test for the heck of it just to see. Well, no, it's not accurate during the stream. Never mind, so it's not. But yeah, any final questions, thoughts, feedback, recommendations, any of those items? Again, thank you guys so much for spending some time with me this evening. I really appreciate it, and be expecting some fun stuff to come here in the upcoming future. I wish I could do some more stuff on weekends. Just I'm home a ton during the weekends, so I'm pretty busy with that. Favorite airport to spot at? Great question. I've enjoyed every single airport I've ever went to spot at. Tulsa is very sentimental for a variety of reasons that I'm sure you guys know about. Tulsa probably hands down, just in terms of knowing all the locations and just how the airport flows and all those items. I also really enjoyed Dallas too, but if I had to pick an airport that wasn't Tulsa or Dallas to make it a little bit more retrospective, it's hard to say Los Angeles because I really loved it, but it was 6 years ago. So outside of Tulsa and Dallas, I've never got an opportunity to spot at airport more than once, if that makes sense pretty much. A couple of airports had an exception, but not very much. But Los Angeles would probably be my favorite just in terms of the international variety and all the planes they get. I just not got a chance to spot there more than once, but I hope that that'll be changing soon. Favorite state? I love a lot of states. I love every single one. I do love my home state of Oklahoma a ton. I love Texas. I love California, New York. Florida is really cool. Underrated states. That's a good question. Colorado. I absolutely love Colorado. Tennessee, I think, is a really cool state. Illinois, Michigan, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada. There's Utah. I can't decide if I'm an East or West Coast kind of guy. I'm obviously in the middle, but I love all the regions. Favorite plane, NV-80. I don't even need to sit here. If you want a secondary plane, 757, then it would be probably 737. And probably, even though the type of Tomahawk's not the most logistically best plane to train in, I do really like the airplane just for what it provides and kind of how it kind of feels like a go-kart and it's easy to control and whatnot. So I will take that a little bit. But yeah. Alrighty. We'll wait for any final questions to come in, but I believe we will wrap this up so we can continue to work hard on all these items. Again, thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. Need water if you guys can't tell right now what I had, but feel free to ask any final questions. Expect tomorrow's videos along with all the upcoming daily videos, and expect some more live streams to come. And whether you multitask and do some homework while you're listening to me talk and rant and whatnot, or whatever you guys do, I truly appreciate you guys spending some time with me. It means so much to me, and I very much appreciate it. Oh, very nice, Gemini at 76. Welcome back, ORD. Any final questions? I know I've said that like 15 times, but last time I'll ask. I'll give it about till 9:05 CT, and then yeah. Favorite sport? Football. Football. I like basketball and baseball too. Softball's also grown on me. Football for sure though. Baseball is also really good. My brother played a ton of baseball. I enjoyed watching him play baseball while he grew up. Really enjoyable. I'll also give you guys an opportunity to take a look at some of these pictures that I've took over the years since they're on my wallpaper. So here's some of the pictures. These were all 2018 at Tulsa. Yes, I did play basketball in middle school, and I played football in high school and middle school too. I played fullback, wide receiver, and basketball. I think I was like a forward. I'm pretty sure is what it was. It was way back when, so there wasn't even like really positions. That was a crappy shot. I don't even know why. Heat haze was awful. That was my old lens. I didn't have the good lens, and it was summer prime time, so that one was to be expected. But it's still kind of a cool angle. So it may have been no, it wasn't shooting guard. Was it power forward? Maybe I'm forgetting this position. Oh, nice. ORD, nice. Let's see what the next picture here is going to be. It's on a minute cycle, I believe. But yeah, feel free. Any final questions? And we'll do more Q&A in the future, of course. Really enjoy it. I'm glad to get to talk with you guys. What's the next picture here? We'll get one more picture. And any final questions. Waiting for the final picture. Hopefully we'll end on a good one. Nice white, nice. Yeah, Frontier, Jim Joe Jane, grade the Penguins. That's a perfect shot to end on. So, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. I very much appreciate it. Really excited for what's to come. I hope you guys are as well. And I'm going to be excited to see you guys soon. Feel free to continue to check out the recent videos. And until the next live stream, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys